Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and in this episode of Spin Tires, we're going to be doing another sandbox challenge where we're going to be pitting the Jeep JKU Truggy against the Karen Rebel out of GTA 5. Now, if you haven't seen a sandbox challenge before, basically what we're doing is we're on the Trail Club map, and the starting line is right here. The challenge is to go down this sand section to the fuel station, turn around, and come back. And basically, the way this challenge works is whichever vehicle does better, obviously, is the winner. But we don't generally base it off of time. But I feel like basing it off time sometimes encourages not always taking the most interesting route. And to me, these challenges are more about how the vehicles feel to drive and what kind of a fight they actually put up to the terrain. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and begin in the Jeep. Now, this Jeep JKU Truggy is an absolutely badass off-road vehicle. It's got a full spare in the back. It's got a massive cage. It's fully custom fabbed, coilovers. I would love to do this to an actual JKU. I think it's an awesome build idea, and I would give mad props to anybody that did a custom cage on the back end of their JK and just made it kind of like a half JKU, half Truggy. I think that'd be an absolutely wicked build. It kind of sucks that the spare is a swamper, and we're running, like, the tires we're running are more kind of like rock tires. They I don't know, they're kind of a mixture between like Mickey Thompson's and maybe maybe like a mixture between Mickey Thompson's and Nitto Trail Grapplers almost. It's a weird combination to think of in my mind, but for some reason it kind of works. So far right off the bat, we're in automatic mode. We've just shifted up into high, and it's doing very well. Literally no drama, no hiccups out of this thing. Not even the the slightest hint, that's what I meant to say, of wanting to roll over either. This thing is, oh my god, plunges into the water and just climbs right back out, dude. Not even a problem. This thing just climbs and goes. It's a really, really wicked off-roader. And I think it's totally up to this task. I mean, we're still in high, spinning away, and it's finally decided that it's had enough of that and didn't want to grab traction anymore. So, we're going to take it out of high, at this point anyway. Find another downhill to where we can throw it back in high and start to go again. Not bad. Ground's a little bit more packed here so we can get some more traction. Just absolutely bombing through the terrain. Come on! Oh, yes! Holy crap, this thing just flew into the mud hole. Need low. Need low. Definitely need low. Come on, Jeep. Come on, Jeep. There you go! That exit is actually a really tough exit to take, and you need two things for that. You need massive tires, and you need a lot of traction. This thing has both of those, and it has them in truckloads. What I'm liking so far about this thing is that it manages its wheelbase really well. It also manages its size really well, in proportion, obviously, to the amount of traction it has and the amount of grip and traction. Well, technically, we're talking about the same thing, but high is not going to get us up that hill. We need low. And this is where I said I like to take the interesting line here sometimes. If we can make it up. That's the thing. Love the way it flexes, too. It's got a lot of suspension flex, a lot of articulation, and it's very manageable. Very manageable articulation, and very predictable, too. It's not like it's going to flip over on you, but it tells you pretty much without even looking at it, you can tell what the maximum flex point is, and you're pretty much good as long as you know not to go past that point. You'll be absolutely 100% fine. This honestly reminds me of something I would see on like the JK experience, like the Nitto Tire JK experience. I remember watching the videos of that, and I was like, dude, I want to go on this like so bad. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nope. And again, sometimes you run out of traction. You gotta be ready for that. In this game, you will run out of traction from time to time. And I don't mean as in this game as in, like, spin tires. I mean in this game as in the whole off-road game, like the game of off-roading. You will run out of traction. I have before. Depending on where you are, sometimes it can be cool and sometimes it can suck. Because if you're in an area where you can just back up, then you're fine. If you're in an area where you can't back up and you can't go forward, that's when it starts to suck. Especially when you can't back up and you can't go forward and nobody can pull you out of the mud until like 12:30 in the morning. But I mean 12:30 in the morning as in 12:30 in the middle of the night. So sometimes instances like that can kind of suck, but you know what? It's okay. Because adventure, yo. The way back is seemingly a hell of a lot easier so far. Taking a different line yet again. Things just bouncing all over the place, but predictably well. Really easy to control. Wow. Whole thing disappeared for a second. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There you go. Sorta? Yeah, not bad. We'll take a different line yet again. Probably take a higher line this time. Oh, crap. I tried to kind of stop giving it as much throttle. And it was like, not sure about that. It wasn't too sure about that anyway. Alright, now, back through the mud hole. Gonna do this in low because I don't want to strand myself on the way back. And I'm gonna run along the side to avoid damage. God, dude, we would have drowned this JK at that point. Unless you had some, like, crazy waterproofing and crazy snorkel. Hashtag Australian off-roading, yo. Well, I've got an idea of a fun line. Because we always take that same line back. I feel like I've got a better idea. Yes, Bit of a higher line that we could take. So far, our grip is doing well for us. Little bit of a slide back there, but nothing that we couldn't handle. Nothing that we couldn't... Uh-oh. Can we make it up, though? That's the question. The question on everyone's lips. The question. Revolving around the entire internet. Not really. If that was the question, if the question revolving around the entire internet was if this virtual Jeep can make it up this virtual hill, that's a very interesting internet you've got there. I would like to be a part of this internet. And you know what? I've decided to just slide back down the hill and just go. Because, you know, there are some hills that you're like, you know what? This vehicle doesn't seem to be cut out for this hill. That's why different routes are often an option. Now, do I think the Rebel is going to do as well as this? No. I'll be upfront and completely honest with that. No, I do not. I think the Rebel is not going to do anywhere near as well as this Jeep. Now that I've driven the Jeep. And I've driven the Rebel before. I haven't driven it much, but I've driven it a little bit. And, like, just from driving this Jeep, like, doing the challenge and everything, I feel like this Jeep is going to really kick the Rebel's ass. I think it's just going to kick its ass. I'm pretty solid on that. But you know what? Honestly, we could be surprised. We could genuinely be surprised by that thing. I'm not sure. Man, this thing just eating up the terrain. Absolutely just gobbling up terrain. Hello. Fancy seeing you here, old chap. Okay. Switch to the Rebel and start it up. And floor it. So now what do you do first? Floor it. No. What do you mean? Floor it? Yeah. That's pretty much what you do when you drive a Toyota. How do you get over this obstacle? Floor it. How do you get through that rip? Floor it. See, Jeep people, I feel like, are more along the lines of like, Well, let's figure out our line, and then we need to figure out which way we need to go, just to make sure we get the precise line. Toyota drivers, floor it. Are you sure? Yep, floor it. I'm leaving it in automatic mode because high is so slow, but I just feel like overall, this run is going to be so much slower than the run with the Jeep. I mean, it's already freaking spinning, dude. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Go, 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 please! Come on! Come on, come on, come on. Oh my god. You know what? You know what? You know what? Low. Low 3, actually. Not terrible. I feel like it could be... It's weird, because this does really well in low, especially in the mud. It's just slow compared to the Jeep. It's just slow. And that's not necessarily a terribly bad thing, especially when you're talking about an off-road rig, because you don't really need to be going a bazillion miles an hour on the trail, but you want grip, and you want as much grip as you can possibly get. And this thing does well with grip. It's just the Jeep destroys it on suspension articulation, speed, power, climbing power. It's kind of a tough fight to follow. It really is. And even though we can take different lines, this particular mud hole, the first one, is mandatory. It's a mandatory obstacle that every vehicle that attempts the challenge go through this. That almost entirely drowned. Almost entirely. Wow, that almost entirely drowned the Toyota. Holy crap. Honestly, by the time we get back, it's probably gonna be nighttime. Just because of the fact that this thing, like I said, is slow. You gotta give it to it, though. It does not give up. I mean, it upholds that reputation of Toyotas not giving up, number one, and not being willing to die or get stuck. You know why? Because you know how we're getting through here? Floor it. Floor it. Maybe floor it and look. No! Can we maybe possibly just inch it down the hill and then, like, flip it onto its wheels? That would be amazing if we could do that. And you know what? We just might be able to. You joking? Oh my god. Please. Yes! Yes! Wow. That was damn impressive. That was really good. That was really sweet. Okay. I like the fact that this truck has the option to be able to, like, if you work the steering enough, you can get it back on its wheels. Some trucks you can't do that because they're so wide. This seems like it's somewhat doable. Now this is a bit of a this kind of, yeah, that's gonna bug me. Well, not really bug me, but it's gonna bug the truck, that's for sure. Because it doesn't like it. Oh, yeah, no way, it doesn't like it. You know what? We're gonna go up the side, the edge. Because it does not seem to want to do that at all. Even it won't even get traction in the top of low 2. So, okay, inclines. Weak point with this thing. Big weak point. It doesn't like steep hills. Not at all. I have a feeling since we really know the behavior of this truck now, we're probably, and I'm going to skip that mud hole because I know it won't be able to get out. I'm being completely honest and genuine with that. It will not be able to get out. So we're just going to take it to the end, or take it to right there. Come on. Maybe we can get back on our wheels this time, too. Yep, good to go. So we're going to take it to the end, and then I feel like we're going to just let that be that, because I feel like it's already proven that it's definitely not a competitor to that JKU Truggy. It's not at all, actually. And, you know, maybe next time I could have, maybe next time I'll pick some more balanced vehicles. I didn't realize this was going to be, I don't want to say this bad, because it's not bad. It's not a bad truck. It's just not on par with that JKU. It just isn't. It's not on par in terms of the way it's built and in terms of the way it works off roads. So we're gonna need to sort out the next competition. I want it to be really close. I really want it to be a close fight the next time I do a SANDBOX challenge, because sometimes it's close and then sometimes one vehicle absolutely wipes the floor with the other. So it all depends on what we actually what we end up pitting against each other. A little bit of a weird line. I've never taken this line before. I feel like it's a really good way to roll over. I mean, like I said, now we're just in automatic mode. That's kind of what we need to be in, really. Just stay in second, please. You know what? I'm going to put it in high until we get up to the fuel station. We are nearly there. And even though that Jeep absolutely wiped the floor with this thing, I feel like there's still a little bit of a sense of accomplishment for this thing in getting to where it has, because I mean, it's not an easy trail. It's definitely not an easy trail at all, and this thing did it. I think anything that can really just do it deserves acknowledgement in itself. But if you guys did enjoy this episode of Spin Tires and enjoyed this SANDBOX challenge, don't forget to slam that like button. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later and hope you guys enjoyed.